Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody who has joined us. Yeah, that's Vilus, and I'm in a little bit in an unusual location, but I hope you can hear me and everything is okay. Taigi sveiki, gyvi visi prisijungę. Matau, nemažai žmonių prisijungę per Zoomą, matau, jau žmonės jungiasi per Facebooką. Taigi džiugu visus labai jūs matyti. Yeah, I would like to welcome you to our next lesson, which is organized by Intellectus English School. Taigi norėčiau jūs vėl pasveikinti prisijungus prie mūsų Intellectus anglų mokyklos dar vienos pamokos. Ir šiandien kalbėsime apie keliavimą. Today we're going to talk about traveling. Maybe some of you are planning to travel, are going to travel somewhere in the summer in Lithuania, or maybe you'll go to another place. Taigi turbūt daugelis iš jūsų turbūt planuojate kažkur gal keliauti ar Lietuvoje, ar už Lietuvos ribų, ir šiandien būtent ir išmoksime frazių, kurias galėtumėt panaudoti, kurias galėtumėt naudoti, kai keliausite, iš tikrųjų būtiniausiams dalykams, kad galėtumėt susikalbėti. And this lesson is, as always, at the end of our lesson, you will get a discount code, a 20% discount code, which you can use for our lessons, for the first month of our lessons, and you can use this code until the 14th of May. And I would like to also to mention that our first lesson is a trial lesson. So you just come and you can see if you like it and then decide if you want to continue. Taigi noriu paminėti, kad kaip ir visose pamokose, gale šios pamokos bus discount kodas, nuolaidos kodas, kurį galėsit panaudoti iki gegužės 14 dienos. Ir taip pat noriu priminti, kad ši pamoka yra paskutinė šį semestrą. Taigi norėčiau tikrai jūs paraginti ir pasinaudoti šio kodu ir gauti tą nuolaidą. Ir taip pat noriu priminti, kad pirmoji pamoka mūsų mokykloje yra bandomoji. Taigi jūs galite ateiti, išsibandyti, pažiūrėti, ar jums patinka ir tada nuspręsti. And also would like to mention that just be active, doesn't matter with mistakes or without mistakes. Every mistake, from every mistake you can learn. And just please write your answers and ask questions. And yeah, we'll try to make it as interactive as possible. Taigi noriu priminti, kad kaip ir mūsų mokykloje, taip ir čia bandome viską padaryti kuo interaktyviau, kuo įdomiau, kad būtų kuo didesnis žmonių dalyvavimas. Taigi noriu pasakyti, kad nesvarbu, jeigu jau kažko nežinot, arba kažkur galvot, kažkur gal klaidą padarytumėt ar kažką, bet tai yra visiškai viskas gerai. Svarbiausia rašyti, svarbiausia dalyvauti. Ir rašykite atsakymus į chatą. Jeigu turit klausimų, galite rašyti Q&A sekciją. Gale pamokos paklausiu Beno, tai tie klausimai gali būti susijęs su keliavimo, galbūt su mūsų mokykla. Irgi galbūt turi kažkokių klausimų, galbūt kurių norėtumėt paklausti. Tai irgi gali tą padaryti. Ir taip pat rekomenduoju turėti kokį nors išmanųjį įrenginį šalia, kurį galėtumėt panaudoti žaidimuose, kuriuos žaisim su Benu. So I think that's it from me. I would like to welcome Benas. Hello, Benas.
Hello, good to see you. I see you're traveling already, yeah?
Yes, we do, actually. Yeah.
Good. Well, that's of course very good, because today we are talking about traveling. Hello, everyone. I'm Benas. Nice to see you again. Here I see you on Zoom, I see you on Facebook, and welcome to our last live lesson. This is our last free lesson that we will have this semester. All right. Hello, Ilona. I see Ilona is writing in the chat. So hello. And good evening and welcome. So today, as we said, we're going to talk about traveling. Iš karto perspėju, kad kalbėsiu didžiąją dalį laiko angliškai, tad jeigu kažko nesuprasit, irgi rašykite chatą ir viską paaiškinsiu ir išsiaiškinsim, ar ne? So yeah, and of course be interactive all the time. I'm going to ask you questions, right? I want to see what you know, right? So write in the chat your answers and be prepared, your phones or something like that, your smart devices, so we can work together, we can play together, we can learn together, right? And that's what we're doing today. And yeah, I am very much waiting for the end of quarantine, where, you know, we all will travel everywhere, probably around the world. And of course, we need English phrases for that. So that's what we're learning today. Of course, we have to remember that there are tons, hundreds of good English phrases for traveling. But of course, I cannot, you know, say all of them right now. I can only really just pick what I think is the most important, right? What I use the most often when I travel. But of course, if you have, you know, maybe some suggestions or maybe some questions about useful travel phrases, do not be afraid. Write in the chat after the lesson. I'll answer all of your questions and we'll have a discussion maybe, right, about phrases for traveling. But for now, actually, I want to ask you a question. Right, I want to start with a question, and my question is, what's the first country that you will visit after quarantine? You know, when everything is over, when all this Corona stuff is over, what's the first country you will visit? So let's go to slido.com for this one. Nueikime į puslapį slido.com. Ir jame prisijunkime, noriu pamatyti jūsų visų atsakymus štai čia. I want to see all your answers here. Slido.com. Galite prisijungti štai su šiuo kodu, arba galite nuskaityti šį QR kodą savo telefono ekranu, atsiprašau, kamera. Right, so I want to see what's the first country that you will visit after quarantine. You can write to Slido, or you can write in the chat if you wish to. You can really do what you want. And let's talk. I have an answer. I have already planned my first country that I will visit after quarantine, but I want to see if anyone says the same country that I'm planning to visit. Okay, I see. Yeah, Italy. Italy here is an answer. Canada. All right. Oh, Canada is actually far away. Nice. Good ideas. Latvia. Of course. I think that's probably the first one that everyone's going to visit is Latvia. I mean, you technically can maybe visit Latvia now, although maybe still everything is quite closed. Let's see, Poland. Yeah, of course, Poland is a very good option. Not planning to visit. Hey, we'll have our own plans. Okay, Greece. Greece is, of course, a very good choice to visit. Still, so far, no one has said my first country that I plan to visit. I see in the chat, Giada writes France. Very good choice, but I'm still waiting. We'll see what else. Kyrgyzstan. Oh, nice. Very exotic. Slovenia, Estia. No, Estia in Lithuanian, right? Estonia in English. South Korea, very exotic and far away. Oh, this is probably my favorite answer. I don't care anywhere. Yeah, of course. When quarantine is over, we really just want to go anywhere we can, right? Croatia is also a very good country to visit. I've been to Croatia, very nice country. Slovakia, also have been to Slovakia, very nice, very good country. I see in the chat also someone wrote Spanish, so probably Spain, right? Someone writes Africa. Okay, Africa is good, is a very good choice. I'm not sure if in the summer it's a good choice, but hey, you do you. Japan. I see Japan, yes, also a very exotic choice, right? So far, no one has said my country, the country that I'm going to visit after quarantine. Very interesting. Is it so unpopular, I wonder? Scotland, oh, definitely my favorite country. Not Lithuania, all right. Definitely not Lithuania. Hey, visit Lithuania too while you can. It's a good country to travel in. But yeah, okay, I see a lot of very good answers. Thank you very much for your answers. To tell you the truth, my first country that I'm planning to visit is Iceland. I'm definitely going to Iceland as soon as all of this is over. Right. So let's talk about those phrases that you use when you will travel to Germany, France, Spain, Japan, South Korea, Africa, or wherever you want to go, right? I think that the first one, definitely, you know, one of the most popular ones and one of the most important ones, definitely, when you are in a big city or in a different city or anywhere, is how do I get to somewhere, right? So maybe you're feeling lost. Maybe, you know, you don't have Wi-Fi on your phone. You can't turn on Google Maps. So you need to ask, how do I get to somewhere? And it can be anywhere. Yeah, how do I get to my hotel? How do I get to, you know, I don't know, the bank? How do I get to the, you know, museum or something like that? So I think that probably all of you know this phrase. I mean, it's very popular, right? We definitely know how to ask for directions. But do we understand when people give us directions? I think not always, right? I mean, sure, people can say turn right, turn left. Yeah, we know that. We know what is left, what is right. But sometimes it's not that easy. Sometimes you can hear more interesting phrases. For example, like this one. When someone gives you directions, they say, take the first on the left. Or, for example, take the second on the right. What do you think that means? Write in the chat if you have any ideas. What could that mean? Right? Take the first on the left. Or, right, of course, we can change the words here. Galim pakeisti ar ne skliausteliuose esančius žodžius. Galim sakyti, take the second on the right, take the third on the left. What do you think? What does that mean? Okay, Asta says turn. Yes, kind of. But when do I turn? Right? Take the first, take the second on the left. Maybe someone has more detailed idea. What could this mean? Gedra writes, pasuk pirmą gatvę į kairę. That's pretty much true. Yeah. How I would say it, yeah. Pirmas posūkis į kairę būtų, ar ne? Take the first on the left, ar ne? Tai tarkime, you know, we're walking down the street and, you know, we need to turn left at the first, you know, first turn. Pirmoji posūkį, ar ne? Į dešinę, tai take the first on the left. Na ir žinoma, gali būti belekas, ar ne? Gali būti take the second on the right, third on the left, whatever, right? All of these you may hear if you ask for directions somewhere, especially in England or, you know, English-speaking countries. You may get something like that when you ask for directions, right? Okay, I'll give you an easier one. What about if someone says, go over the roundabout? What does that mean? Go over the roundabout. What is a roundabout? Do you know? This is probably more popular in England than in the UK, but you may see it also somewhere else. What is a roundabout? Write in the chat. I want to see your answers. Okay, also Gedra says apsuk ratu. I would say not really. Not really. There has something to do with that, but that's not a 100% really answer. It's not really apsuk ratu. Does anyone have any other ideas? What could a roundabout mean? Go over the roundabout. Yes, I see Asta is writing žiedinė sankryža. Yes, absolutely. Liaudiškai vadinamas žiedas, ar ne? So the roundabout. Go over the roundabout. So of course, you know, that means pravažiuokite žiedą, ar ne? Galbūt tiesiai, galbūt ar ne, į kažkokį išsukimą, beje, apie tai irgi tuoj pat pašnekėsim. So try to remember that a roundabout, you know, is a ring, as we call in Lithuanian, right? Ring, žiedas, žiedinė sankryža, right? So that is a roundabout. Another interesting phrase that you may hear is turn right or turn left at the crossroads. What is a crossroads? Do you know? Crossroads. Kažkas sako jums, ar ne? You reach the crossroads and, you know, you turn right. What is a crossroads? If you hear this word, what does it mean? And yeah, I already see a perfect answer. Yes, tiesiog sankryža. Yes, crossroads yra tiesiog paprasčiausia sankryža, ar ne? Tačiau crossroads nėra vienintelis žodis tam apibūdinti. Kai kuriuose šalyse, galbūt labiau Amerikoje, in the USA, they say intersection. Intersection taip pat gali būti irgi vadinama sankryža, arba jau tiesiog, kur irgi daug kelių susikerta, ne? So crossroads, or if you're in the USA, you may hear intersection, right? So crossroads, intersection, turn right, turn left, usually, right? Okay, so that's that. And let's do one more. Let's see if you know. Let's see if you know this one. Take the second exit. What is that? Or of course, it can be take the first exit, take the second exit, take the third exit. Maybe take the fourth exit. What does it mean? It's also about, usually about, you know, when you're traveling with a car, usually you may hear something like that. You know, take the first exit, or take the second exit. Okay, very nice. Taip, išvažiavimas, ar ne? Dažniausiai iš žiedo būtent taip vadinami išvažiavimus exits. Ar ne? Tai, for example, ar ne? Galima ir sujungti dabar sakinį, kurį jūs galbūt išgirstumėte. You know, you reach the roundabout and you take the second exit from the roundabout. Yeah, and then, you know, you go along that road. Or you take the first exit, or whichever exit, right? So that is, of course, when we talk about roundabouts. Yeah? Okay, kol kas džiaugiuosi jūsų aktyvumu, bet noriu matyti daugiau, okay? I want to see some more. I want to, you know, to have a discussion and everything. Yes, Asta says navigacija. Very good. Navigation, you know, GPS is actually a good teacher for directions and all that. So yeah, so this is about directions. Of course, like I said, there can be many, many more. Right, ways to say directions. But for now, let's stop here. If you know any more, if you have any more questions about directions, about how to answer, you know, how do I get somewhere? Yeah, you can write in the chat and we'll talk. But let's talk about something else now. And this is actually a question that we received last time when we talked about travel. We already had a lesson before about travel. And this is actually a question that we received before. And I want to see if you know. Sometimes when you're in a hotel, maybe a beautiful hotel like this, you need something. Jums reikia, kad pakeistų patalynę. Na, galbūt patalynė yra nelabai švari, tad aš vėlgi noriu jūsų paprašyti keliauti į slido.com. Ir su tuo pačiu koduku, su tuo pačiu QR kodu, ar ne, noriu pažiūrėti, kaip jūs atsakysit. Kuris sakinys reiškia pakeisti patalynę, ar ne, paprašyti pakeisti patalynę. Could you please change the bed? Could you please change the sheets? Or could you please change the pillows? Ar ne, matom, kad change yra, žinoma, tas pagrindinis žodis, kurio mes ieškom. Tačiau kuris variantas būtų tas pats teisingiausias, the most, you know, correct answer that we can use, you know, when we're in a hotel, and we need that pakeistų patalynę. Let's see your answers. Let's see. Go to Slido, vote. Let's see which one wins, and let's see if you know it. All right. Let's check it out. So, so far 21 people answered, and number one is, could you please change the sheets? Number two is, could you please change the bed? And number three is, could you please change the pillows? Well, what can I say? If you say, could you please change the pillows? Right? Jums turbūt pakeis pagalves. Supras, kad pagalves nepatogios ir pakeis jums pagalves. Kas irgi nėra blogai žinoti, aišku, could you please change the pillow, žinoma. Tai šitas variantas atkrenta. Jeigu sakysite, could you please change the bed, yra šansas, kad jūs supras taip, kaip jūs norit, bet yra dar ir šansas, kad supras ne taip, kaip norit. Ir supras, kad jums lova nepatogi ir norite pakeisti savo lovą, ar ne? Change the bed. Jeigu norite pasakyti, kad ar galėtumėte pakeisti patalynę, žinoma, jūs sakote, could you please change the sheets, right? Or simply, could you change the sheets, please? Or something like that. Manau, kad tikrai naudinga frazė, ypač jeigu keliaujate labiau po turistinius regionus, turiu omeny, ar ne, package deals, visokius Turkeys, Egypts, you know, Greece, and so on. I think you may need sometimes to ask that, could you please change the sheets, right? So try to remember that. By the way, friendly reminder that we will play a game of Kahoot after the lesson. So try to remember, all right? Try to remember this everything we're learning here, yeah? Because I will ask you, I will give you a little test just to see what you remember, all right? Okay. This next phrase is actually very simple, and I think everyone can understand it, but it's also very good to know. I use it all the time when I travel, and it's just, can you recommend something, right? always, if you're traveling and you want to experience really local culture, right? Of course, you can go on Google, to TripAdvisor or whatever you like to, search recommendations. And but nothing is better than asking a local, can you recommend something? So for example, a good restaurant. Yeah, like I know you're looking for somewhere to eat, and you should ask a local, can you recommend a good restaurant? Yeah, or can you recommend a good pub or a good bar, or maybe a good museum or whatever, or a good beach? A very simple phrase that will definitely get you very far. So I think it's good for you to remember and to use this as much as possible when you travel, right? Wherever you are, be it in Japan, Australia, Argentina, or Latvia. I think that the word recommend is very, very, universal. I think everyone knows this word. So yeah, you will definitely not lose. And if you use this word, sorry. Okay. By the way, I want to ask, ar dabar, kaip kalbu angliškai, ar suprantat mane, ar viskas gerai? Ar reikėtų šiek tiek galbūt mažinti lygį ir šiek tiek daugiau lietuviškai kalbėti? Nijolė sako, yes, viskas gerai, all good, right? Kristina rašo labai fainą komentarą. Most usable, most often used turbūt, for my husband is one beer, please. Iš tiesų, jeigu prisiminsit, aš turėjau ne per seniausiai irgi gyvą pamoką apie frazes restoranuose. Ir čia, žinoma, visi restoranuose yra pati populiariausia frazė. Okay, everyone says yes, all good. Nice. So I can keep speaking in English and everyone understands me. Wunderbar. Das ist gut. All right. So let's continue. Let's continue learning some phrases. I hope you will remember all of them. Here's another one that I think is very good. Hold on. Right. And this is actually not a phrase. This is something that I really see quite often that people don't know. When they go to hotels, they get mixed up. They don't know what is the difference between these two, well, not exactly phrases, but just words, right? Twin room and double room, right? So when you go to a hotel, sometimes you might see, some people asking you, right? Some people, I mean, the hotel workers, you want like a single room, a double room, a twin room. And some people think that a twin room and a double room is basically the same thing, where it's not really the same thing. I want to ask you, do you know what's the difference? What is the difference between a twin room and a double room? This one may be a little bit more difficult, but maybe you know. I want to see twin room or double room. Just any ideas that pop into your mind when you hear twin room and double room. Maybe you saw it sometime. Maybe no. Actually, to be honest, I also used to not know this difference. When I was a little smaller, well, younger, so to say, I was traveling, I remember, in Estonia, and I got a twin room thinking it was a double room. And of course, it's not exactly the same. Okay, I see some answers. Yeah. Absolutely, Kristina Gedra Jurate, you are 100% right. A twin room and a double room. Both of these rooms are for two people, right? So, maybe you're traveling with a partner or a friend or whatever. And if you get a twin room, you're gonna get two separate beds, right? But if you get a double room, you get one bigger bed, right? So here is a picture example, right, of what is a twin room and a double room. A twin room, of course, is two separate beds. So I don't know, maybe you're traveling with a friend or something and you don't want to sleep together. So yeah, you get two separate rooms, beds. And then, of course, you might get a double room, which is one big bed. It looks simple, but trust me, a lot of people that I met, they didn't know this. They didn't know the difference between a twin room and a double room, right? So try to remember twin room, two separate beds, right? Usually for one person to sleep in each bed, sometimes bigger, but usually two separate beds. And of course, double room is one king size bed, right? A very important thing to remember, I think. So yeah, you're traveling, you're staying in hotels, you're staying in twin rooms, double rooms, and sometimes, you're traveling by plane, sometimes you're traveling by bus, and sometimes you're traveling by car, right? I'm sure you all know the phrase road trip, right? So I think some of you may be even fans of having a road trip. Yeah, getting all your things in a car and just driving across, I don't know, maybe whole Europe, or maybe just one country, or Asia or America or whatever. But I personally am a big fan of road trips, traveling by car. And when you do that, when you're in a different country with a car, sometimes problems happen. And what do you say when you have some problems with your car? What do you think? I also want to hear some of your opinions. If you have some problems with the car, like your car doesn't start, or goes very slowly, or maybe flat tire or whatever, what do you say? How do you ask for help from local people? What would you say if you had a problem like this? Or maybe you had a problem like this, that you were traveling by car in a different country, and maybe something happened, and yeah, what do you say? Of course, yes, a good answer from Gendra. Car problems, car accident. Yeah, well, accident is really more like when cars crash like this, or maybe you crash into a tree. That would be more like accident. But yeah, car problems is of course obviously what you can say. And a phrase that I have used in the past, actually. Very nice phrase from Katerina. Yes, where can I fix my car? Yeah, this is actually very good. I used this phrase in the past. My car is broken down, right? Or car problems, right? Where's the nearest services or garage, right? So maybe you need to fix your car, and you need to ask, where's the nearest services or garage? So it's the same thing, services, like our Lithuanian services, right? Garage is typically used in England and the UK. And of course, it's not like, in Lithuanian, garage is not like lietuviškas garažiukas pas kaimyną Petrą už samagoną. It's actually like a proper, real professional auto service. And some car repair also, of course, is a good word to use. Really, anything you can use to explain to people that you have some problems with your car. So I would say the phrase that I use is, my car is broken down, right? Can you tell me where's the nearest garage? If I'm in the UK, or maybe in other countries, I would say, where's the nearest services, right? Car services, or car repair, or just where can I fix my car, right? So something, of course, that I think is very useful, especially if you're having a road trip in a different country. It can be a bit stressful, right? If your car is broken down. So some people, of course, travel by cars, some people travel by planes, some people travel by trains, buses, or metros, right? So obviously, if you travel by trains or buses or something, at the station, you're always looking for this thing. For this thing. Do any of you know what is this thing called? What is the name? So for example, I need to find this thing, so I could know when my train or bus is leaving or arriving. And what do I look for? What do I ask for? From the workers or just local people. What do I say? Okay, Gedra says information desk. That's not bad. Yeah, information desk can work. Definitely. Although it's not all stations actually have an information desk, I think. Well, train information, yes, Agnes says. Well, I think that maybe all of them have it, and I think not all of them have it. But there is actually one thing that all train stations have, and bus stations for that matter. Aha, yes, Gedra is actually more correct here. Schedule of trains. Yes, well, the word I'm looking for is the timetable, right? But schedule is actually also very good. So usually you would say, where can I find the, the bus timetable or the train timetable, right? Or the metro timetable. Sometimes timetable is also called schedule, but I think it's easier for you to remember the word timetable. Of course, you can remember schedule. It's a good word, really. And the timetable is, I think, a little bit more universal, that you can use, maybe in not English-speaking countries, that, maybe workers in the train station may not be very fluent in English. So, but if you say timetable, I'm sure they will understand. Just hearing the word time, right, already gets people's brains going, right? So I would say definitely use timetable or schedule if you like. Yeah, but because not all stations have information desks. Sometimes smaller stations don't, so you might need to use timetable, right? Okay, so you're traveling by car, by bus, by plane, whatever. You're staying in hotels. You know how to ask for your sheets changed. You know all of that. But to do all of that, you need money, right? And sometimes, when traveling abroad, when dealing with money, we need to find this thing. What is it called? This is, of course, I think pretty easy. Most of you should know the name of this thing. And what is it? What do you think? How would you ask for this particular object if you need it? So let's imagine you're somewhere in a different country, in a different city, and you need, for this particular object, you need, to get money out of it from your card. You have your card, you need, some cash, and let's see. Katerina writes currency exchange. Not exactly, because this thing doesn't usually, as far as I know, doesn't really exchange currency. Well, kind of. It can give you like the local currency, but if you need just the currency, just cash, I wouldn't say that that's the correct way to say about it. Gedra says bank machine. That's pretty much like 90% correct. And Carolina, linkėjimai Karolinai. Yeah, Carolina says ATM. And that is probably the best answer here. Yes, ATM or cash machine, right? ATM or cash machine. So ATM letters you can see basically everywhere in the world, I think, on these types of cash machines, right? It's just big letters, ATM, right? If you need it, you just say, excuse me, where can I find the ATM, right? And definitely people should understand what you mean. Or just cash machine. If you can't remember ATM, just say cash machine. Also, people should understand, right? Machine, cash, so probably ATM, right? So this is, of course, an ATM or cash machine. And yeah, this is, I think, pretty simple. Definitely just 3 letters to remember, an ATM. And that's if you need cash. But what if, for example, I already have cash, but it's not the right currency, right? So, for example, I have euros, but I need pounds, or I have dollars, but I need yen if I'm in Japan. So then what will I look for? Yes, already, of course, Katerina said it before. And yes, Gedri is saying it again. It is, of course, the currency exchange, right? Yes, of course. You might need a to say, like, where is the currency exchange? How do I get to the currency exchange, right? I need to exchange some cash that I have into a different currency, right? So that is also, I think, very important to remember. Sometimes in some countries, it doesn't say currency, it just says cash exchange. So you might, it's not very often, but you might see something like that as well. Something like, cash exchange, which is basically the same thing. Just don't mix it up with cash machine. It's a little bit different. But yeah. This is, of course, something also that is very important because, in travels, we spend a lot of money and sometimes we spend all of it. I hope you won't spend all of it, all of your money when you first travel after quarantine, when you travel to South Korea, Kyrgyzstan, Latvia, or wherever you want to go, if you remember these phrases. Okay, these phrases should help you. So let's go one more time through the phrases that I want to teach you today, right? And that I hope you will remember. So first one, of course, the most popular, the most needed phrase probably is, how do I get to somewhere, right? And remember these phrases like roundabout, crossroads, first on the left or second on the right, yeah, or something like that. You can write these phrases down. I think they are very useful. I use them all the time when I'm traveling. Of course, could you change the sheets, please? I don't know really how often you need to say that, but the fact that we got a question about that makes it look like that is probably, a thing that happens. So could you change the sheets, please, is also a good phrase to remember. Number one phrase that I also probably use is, can you recommend something, right? Can you recommend a good restaurant? Always, if you want to experience, this culture, this local culture, you really should ask the locals, what do they recommend? Yeah, like it could be a good museum, maybe a good hotel, a good restaurant, whatever. Yeah, and of course, if you are already in a good hotel, you should not mix up twin room and double room, right? Twin room, 2 separate beds, double room, one big bed. Yeah, of course, and if you're traveling by car, remember, right? My car is broken down. Where's the nearest services or garage? Or just where can I fix my car, right? Who can fix my car? So that's also a very good phrase to use and to remember. Or if you're traveling by trains, buses, or metro even, maybe in a big city, right? You're spending all day traveling by metro, so you need to find a timetable, especially if you don't have Wi-Fi on your phone, right? Remember, guys, these things are not immortal. They die, and they sometimes don't have energy or Wi-Fi or whatever. So sometimes you still need to talk to people and ask them about things, right? So timetable would be, of course, one of those things you should ask about. And as for money, of course, we use money to pay for all this stuff. So you might need to find an ATM or a cash machine if you need some cash, right, from your credit card or debit card. Or if you already have cash, but you need it in a different currency, you might need to go to currency exchange. Right? You might need to say, how do I get to the currency exchange? I need to change my 100 euros to 1 trillion Zimbabwe dollars, or wherever you are at that point. Right. So those are my phrases for today. I really hope that you will remember them. I really hope that you learned something new. And just to test you, if you really did learn something new, let's play a little Kahoot. All right. Paaiškinsiu šitą vietą lietuviškai, tiesiog, kad netyčia nekiltų nesusipratimų. Kahootas yra žaidimas, kurį paprastai pažaidžiame pamokos gale, pasižiūrėti, ką išmokot, ką jums reikia padaryti, nueiti savo išmaniajame įrenginyje, ar tai būtų telefonas, planšetė, ar šalia esantis kompiuteris, į kahoot.it šitą puslapį suvesti game pin, štai šį pin kodą, ar ne? Ir tada tiesiog prisijungus suvesti savo vardą, gal pavardės, ne? Slapyvardį, ar ką tik tais norite, ar ne? Ir visi kartu galėsime šiek tiek pasitestuoti, pasižiūrėti, ką prisimenat. Okay? Taigi, while we wait for people to join, just let's give it like 2 minutes, 3 minutes for people to join, and then we'll play. And while we wait, maybe we have some questions. Let's see. Viliau, how's it going? Where are you right now, actually?
Yeah, I'm actually in the city center in Vilnius, in Martinez Library.
Okay, so not traveling very far yet.
Yeah, not too far today. Yeah, next time.
Okay. Yeah. What's the weather like?
Yeah, it was rainy, and right now it's kind of all right. Like it's not rainy, it's not sunny, but yeah, at least it's not rainy. So.
Right. Good to hear that. So, do we have any questions?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we do have. And the first question is, let me just take a look over here. Yes. Kas yra single room? Aš nežinau, tu minėjai ar ne, bet Dovydas klausė.
Yeah, I can't remember. So yeah, double room, like we talked, is a room for 2 people. Single room is a room for 1 person, right? pretty logical. If you're traveling alone, which of course sometimes we do, and I do recommend it 100%. Yeah, you might need a single room. So single room is for 1 person, right? And that logic actually continues. You can say triple room, room for 3 people. I don't know if there's quadruple rooms. Vilo, you're a travel expert. Do you remember being quadruple rooms? I think it's just then starts to be like rooms for 4 people or something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe I heard somewhere. Like I can't right now say it for 100%, but I think so. Maybe somewhere it exists. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, if you're in a hotel and you say like if you know there's four of you, you can I think try to say quadruple room. Why not? Just give it a try. Just see what happens. Maybe it'll work.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Aš tik dar noriu priminti, kad visiems, kurie dar žais Kahutą, kad nepabėkit dar po Kahutą, dar turėsim mūsų tą discount kodą. Ir, so let's come back to questions. I just want to remind you.
Yeah, and I think we can start probably.
Okay.
Panašu, kad pakankamai žmonių šiaip prisijungia, galim ir pradėti. Bet šiaip labai gerai Vilius pasakė, kad šiandien mūsų paskutinė pamoka šį semestrą, tai bet jūsų paskutinė proga yra gauti mūsų nuolaidos kodą ir prisijungti prie mūsų intelektus anglų kalbos mokyklai. So let's start, and of course the discount code will be at the end. Okay, let's play. Let's start with some easy stuff, okay? Beje, atsakymo variantas spauskite spalvą, kuri yra teisinga savo telefonuose. And let's start with some easy stuff. What is this? What do we call this? What do you think? Is it intersection, crossroads, roundabout, or a wheel? What is the correct way to call this? What is this? This is what you see in the picture right here, that some drivers don't like very much. And yeah, of course, this is a roundabout. This is a roundabout, of course, the one that goes like a ring in Lithuanian, right? A roundabout. Good job here. Let's move on to the next one. And let's see, Gabi in first place so far. Congratulations. Let's see question 2. Oh no, it's mixed up. Okay, yeah. Did you like our live lessons? This was supposed to be at the end, my bad. But yeah, you can answer. Yes, I love them. They were okay, not really, or they were terrible. Yeah, this was supposed to be the final question, but you know, technical difficulties sometimes happen. So just say what did you like the lessons that we do? All right, very nice. 25 people saying, yes, I love them. Maybe there would be more if I actually put it as the final question. But it is what it is. Thank you for your opinions. All right, let's check the next question, all right? And next one, question 3. What type of room is this? What do you think? Looking at the picture, tell me, what type of room is this? Is it a double room or is it a twin room? Let's see. It looks to be one kind of, but maybe it's actually a different kind of room. This is actually a twin room because we saw 2 different beds, right? I know that the beds were big, but there are actually 2 of them, which classifies this one as a twin room. If it was just one big bed, then it would be a double room, but if it's 2 separate beds, no matter how big they are, typically hotels classify it as a twin room. So that's that. Good job, those who got it right. Rabia is still holding on to first place. Good job. Okay, question 4. Answer. I think the King's Pub is a good one. You should visit it. What's the question? Is it how do I get to the King's Pub? Can you recommend a good pub? Have you ever been to the pub? Or what are your thoughts on capitalism? If the answer is this one, what is the question? What do you think? I think the King's Pub is a good one. You should visit it. And so what is the question? What do you think? If the answer is this, maybe someone told you that in the street, somewhere in London or somewhere else. Let's see, what do you think? Yeah, all right. Can you recommend a good pub? Of course, then of course someone would say, oh, I think the King's Pub is a good one, or whatever. I think it's talking about Vilnius. Maybe I think Piano Man is a good one. You should visit it. I like although that some of you chose what are your thoughts on capitalism. Good thinking. I would also answer it like that. All right, Leia jumps into first place. Congratulations. All right, question 5. What is this? What do we call this? There is a way to call it, and if you're looking for it, you need to say what it is. So how would you call it? This is, of course, somewhere in England, I think. Looks like it. Yeah, good job. There are 2 correct answers here, of course. I tried to catch you a little bit, but good job. Yes, it's, of course, garage or services. Both of these are good. Both of these are basically synonyms used in the same way. So it's either garage or services, right? Okay, moving on. Question 6. Answer, once again. I don't know, but the next train is in 15 minutes. What's the question? Is it, when's the next train? Where's the train station? Where can I find the train timetable? Or what do you think of the Israeli-Palestine conflict? What do you think, which one is the correct answer? Well, the correct question in this case, I suppose, technically. Answer, I don't know, but the next train is in 15 minutes. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And time's up. Yeah, okay. I tried to catch you with this one, and I think I did. Because if you ask, when's the next train? And someone says, I don't know, but the next train is in 15 minutes. Well, that's not very logical, is it? That they would say just in 15 minutes, and that's it. But if you ask, where can I find the train timetable? And someone says, well, I don't know, but the next train is in 15 minutes. So in just they're giving you the timetable, you know, by word, verbally, they're giving you the timetable. So I tried to catch you here, and I did a little bit. It makes me happy. All right, Sylvia jumps into first place. All right, good job. And Neringa in second one. Good one. All right, last question. Last question. I have 100 euros, but I need pounds, not euros. Where should I go? Of course, the man in the picture has a little bit more than 100. But you know, inflation rates and everything. So where should I go if I have 100 euros, but I need pounds, not euros? I'm in the UK. UK is no longer in the European Union. I think they hate the euro. They don't even want to see it. So I'm going to need pounds. Where should I go? All right, and time's almost up. Let's see if you all got it right. Yep, of course, it's the currency exchange. If you have, you know, especially in cash, you definitely need to find a currency exchange to exchange your currency to whatever you like. No one chose valut course change. All right, well, you know, freedom of choice, guys. I hope to catch you with this one. But anyway, all right, that's it for the Kahoot. Let's see who won. All right, so in third place with 7 out of 7, we have Rasa. Congratulations. In second place, we have Neringa, right? Linkėjimai Neringa. And in first place, also with 7 out of 7, but just a little bit faster, was Sylvia. All right, so fourth place, Laura. Fifth place, Leah. Of course, everyone is a winner because you all learned something today, I hope, right? So yeah. I think that's it from me today. I'm still, of course, here to answer your questions if you have them. And yeah, I thank you for being here. I thank you for learning. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them, right? About traveling, about phrases, about anything.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you still have some questions, we still have some time, so you can, you can write us on the chat or on in the Q&A section. Yes, so I think we actually have some questions, and Stasa wrote destination, so I'm not sure what is the question or not, but
I think it was an answer. I think it was an answer to one of the things I showed.
Oh, okay.
I think it was when I showed a timetable. You know, some people may have thought it was destination, but I actually see a pretty good question that I can answer. Audrone asks, "What does ATM mean actually?" Right? Well, we know that it means bankomatas, right? But actually, what do those letters mean? We can actually talk about that. So ATM stands for automated teller machine. ATM. Teller would be, you know, like a banko darbuotojas, bank worker, a teller. So it's kind of like automatinis banko darbuotojas, something like that, yeah? That's an ATM, automated teller machine, or just in Lithuanian bankomatas. And that's what we say. Good question, thank you.
Yeah, very good. Then I can see Sniega asks, kuom skiriasi hostel nuo hotel?
Yeah, that's a good one. In hotels, you typically have your own private room. In hostels, you typically stay with other people in the room, sort of like a, you know, like a dormitory. Kaip barakas, šiek tiek bendrabutis, my bad. Hostelis labiau panašu į bendrabutį, ar ne, tai viename kambaryje turite kokius 6, 4, 8 žmonės, o hotelis, viešbutis, žinoma, yra privatus kambariai. So that is the difference between hotel and hostel. Thank you for the question.
Yeah, very nice question. Another question Miglė asks, noriu paklausti, ar pamokos vyksta ir vasarą, ar būna kažkokia pertrauka, ar vyksta?
Oh, yeah, of course. Čia ir Vilius turbūt gali atsakyti, ar ne? Bet taip, tikrai taip, pamokos vyksta ir vasarą, ir Viliau pats turbūt irgi, ar ne, turėsi grupių vasarą.
Jo, manau, kad taip, jo, ir vasaros yra stovyklos vaikams, ir kursai būna suaugusiems, jo.
Taip. Turim ir kursus suaugusiems, ir stovyklas vaikams. Kursai, ar ne, gali būti intensyvūs, jeigu norite, ar ne, panaudoti vasarą tokiam super patobulėjimui, galima daryti 4 kartus per savaitę, varom ir iškalam per tą vasarą normaliai tą anglų kalbą. Galite ir šiek tiek lėčiau, ramiau, ar ne, taip galbūt po 4 kartų per savaitę ir panašiai. Tačiau kursai vasarą vyksta. Ir tikrai labai jūsų laukiam, galite netgi panaudoti šiandieną pamatytą kodą, manau, tiems vasaros kursams. Jo, turbūt.
Jo, absoliučiai. Jo, ir paskutinis klausimas, nežinau, čia nuo manęs, tiesiog aš galvoju, kaip pavyzdžiui, įsiminti šias frazes, kad gerai, jau čia neišmokom ir kad jų nepamirš, ką rekomenduotum.
Aš žinai, kaip rekomenduočiau. Aš rekomenduočiau, tarkim, kai vaikštam po savo miestą, ar tai būtų Vilnius, Kaunas ar Balbieriškis, įsivaizduoti, kad mes esame turistai jame. Ir įsivaizduoti, kad mums reikia panaudoti šitas frazes. Nu, taip, įsivaizduokim, aš pirmą kartą čia esu, ką aš taip darau, kaip, žinai, ir gali prisiminti, ar ne? Okay, turiu paklausti, how do I get there, ar ne? How do I get to the ATM? Galbūt pagalvoju, man reikia bankomato. Įdomu, ar čia yra kažkur bankomatas, ar ne? Prisimenu, okay, bankomatas ATM, ar ne? Cash machine. Pamatau currency exchange kažkur, galvoju, o šitą irgi reikėtų prisiminti, ar ne, galbūt reikės kažko. Tai aš tai taip siūlyčiau, vaikščioti po savo miestą kaip turistui, įsivaizduoti, kad aš esu pirmą kartą ir pabandyti tas frazes taip ir pasikartoti. Tai bent jau su šitom specifiškai.
Jo, manau, tai jo, ir įdomus toks, taip, kaip realiam gyvenime vos nevietiesi, taip aiškinamas. Arba...
Taip, mes ir esame realiame gyvenime.
Yeah.
Good question, Viliu, thank you.
Yeah, sure. So I guess that's pretty much it. I don't know, I can't see any more questions on chat or Q&A, so...
I think that's it. I think all the questions are answered. So I'm going to leave you with Vilius, and I'm just going to say thank you very much for being here this lesson, for being active, and for being here all of our lessons this semester, for being in our live lessons this semester. I hope you have a great summer. I hope you have a great travels. I don't know if you can travel very much this summer yet, but maybe. Yeah. And whoa, my chair is wobbling. And I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something new, and I hope maybe to see you in our school. Yeah, me, you, Vilius, any other teacher. So yeah, thank you, and bye-bye.
Very good job. Yes. Taip, yes, so that's pretty much it. Taigi, jo, ir man labai patiko Beno pamoka, iš tikrųjų ir pats tokias frazes, kokias jisai pasako, aš ir pats naudoju, kai pats keliauju įvairiose kelionėse. Taigi noriu tiesiog kelis dalykus pasakyti apie mūsų mokyklą. Taigi, kaip ir minėjau, pirma pamoka bandomoji, tai galite tiesiog ateiti, išsibandyti, pažiūrėti, jums patinka ar ne, ir tada nuspręsti, ką darote toliau. Patogus kursų tvarkaraštis, tai iš tikrųjų, kaip ir minėjau, pamokos vyksta visus metus, galima nuo 7 ryto iki 9 vakaro, visokių yra pamokų mokytojų su tarptautinė patirtimi, tai daugelis iš mūsų yra dėstę skirtingose valstybėse, taip ir aš šiuo metu mokau lietuvius ir iš kitų valstybių žmonės. Taip pat turime ir mokytojų, kurie nėra net iš Lietuvos, turime, žinau, vieną mokytojų Sina, kuris yra iš Irano, turi mokytojų iš Anglijos, tai yes, ir mokytis iš bet kurios vietos, tai galima mokytis internetu, pamatuodami pagerintos žinios, individualus dėmesys kiekvienam, tai iš tikrųjų stengiamas kuo labiau padėti kiekvienam mokiniui ir pažiūrėti, kokie yra, ko jums būtent reikia ir kaip jums pasiekti jūsų norimus tikslus. And that's pretty much it. Ir kodas yra 20% pirmam kalbos kursų mėnesiui. Kodas yra dalyvis 8 ir taip pat noriu paminėti, kad tai yra iki gegužės 14 dienos. Šis kodas galios ir taip, tai yra paskutinė pamoka šį semestrą, taigi jeigu dar planavote ir galvojote tai panaudoti, tai iš tikrųjų labai rekomenduoju tai padaryti. And I think that's pretty much it. Aš turbūt užsiregistruoti, turbūt visi žinote, kaip tai padaryti, tai labai yra paprasta tą kodą panaudoti, aš ir pats bandžiau, tai tiesiog nueinate į kursus, pasirenkat ten tam tikrus kursus ir tada, kai išsirenkate, galite panaudoti tą kodą labai paprastai yra tai padaryti. Iš karto turi nuolaidos kodą ir tą nuolaidos kodą panaudoti. Yeah, so I guess that's pretty much it from us. Ir tikrai noriu jūs pakviesti, kad išmokti dar daugiau, pakviesti ateiti į mūsų mokyklą, pažiūrėti, kaip jums sekasi ir patinka. Ir yeah, so that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed. Aš matau, kad žmonės rašo thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Benas. Ačiū Rita, jums irgi gerų atostogų. Ir ačiū Roma, jums taip pat sėkmės. Taigi tai viskas. Tikiuosi su jumis matyti mūsų mokykloje ir galbūt kitose Facebook Live. Thank you so much and goodbye. Bye-bye.